For me, I believe serving in the military is serving your country, serving something bigger than yourself, wanting to do more, not just for you, but for your country, and um, to serve with honor and discipline, and to have a higher purpose than yourself.
To serve to me is the greatest honor that anyone could do for their country. I had a variety of choices to do other things throughout my career and growing up, but to be a soldier is the greatest thing that I've ever done for my country and for myself.
I think it means something a little different in my eyes. To serve, is to give your life for your country, to serve for your country. Mine is a little different. My service came from my life hitting a little rock bottom, and the options weren't there in life. It was continue down the bad path or join the service. So I joined the United States Army. I actually joined the Army December 12th, 2001, the day after the towers were hit. I remember telling my buddy, I'm joining the military, and within a year's time frame I was in.
Well, I have a lot of soldiers and non-commissioned officers I served with that truly have helped me along my way and that have been examples of what I should follow. But a lot of the service members, especially those that have sacrificed their lives, those that have lost limbs or become disabled, those people, those service members, I truly am grateful to them for their sacrifices, and I am truly humbled at those accomplishments that they've made. And all service members before me, the sacrifice they made, I'm very grateful for that, and I'm honored to be in this profession.
I actually served in the Pentagon when we got hit, and the greatest honor was actually being able to go back to Iraq and fulfill the obligations that impacted our country and the events that happened on 9/11. So that to me was the most impactful. I was able to serve, fight for my country, and it was a great honor.
Dwayne Holcomb. There's one guy in the Army that I said that if I had to be in a foxhole at the end of the world and the last battle would be him. Dwayne Holcomb is one. There was another one, Captain Randy Overstreet. He was my captain while we were in Afghanistan. His words of wisdom, sitting in a vehicle, taking on bullets, ting, 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 ting. He told me just to relax. So those two individuals, Dwayne Holcomb and Captain Overstreet. Yeah.
There are so many of them, but for example, there was a sailor. His name was Robert Smith. He came from Pensacola, Florida, and he wanted to get married. And then we didn't have internet like here, and we didn't have TikTok, and we got him married to his girlfriend, his fiance, over the phone. That made a huge impact all over the United States, and it was the first marriage online.
So a lot of times being deployed, you are challenged with different scenarios that may challenge or may question why you're serving. But then you always have to look back at why you're serving. And it's not just about your country, which mostly it is, but it's also about the person that you're serving next to. A lot of times we do missions in Baghdad and Afghanistan, but you would always look to that person to the left and the right of you and know that you're not only serving your country, but you're serving them, keeping them safe. So you would do your best, not only to keep yourself alive, but to keep those next to you alive. That way you can continue to the next mission and make it home.
Proudest memory of being in the military is serving in the 82nd Airborne Division. That is the division stationed in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where 82nd represents all service members from all 50 states in the United States, including Hawaii and Alaska. And that's the greatest honor that I could do, is to be a part of 82nd Airborne Division. It's the most prestigious unit in the world, in my opinion, and in the military, and 82nd Airborne Division was the greatest honor that I can be a part of.
While I was in the Army, I was in just under 7 years. In my just under 7 years, I deployed 4 times overseas. I went to Iraq once, 03, I went to North Africa, 05, Afghanistan 06-07, and Afghanistan 07-08. In my 6.5 years of service, I was able to become a combat medic. And in my years of service, I was able to be at the right place at the right time, and was able to save a ton of lives in the Army. Pulling Marines out of burning tents, British rollover Humvees, saving an eyeball from a captain of the British Army, saving 3 Iraqi children with 2nd and 3rd degree burns to their faces and their necks and body. I was able to do a lot of medical while I was in there. I was able to scrub into a lot of surgeries. Being in the community that I was in, I got a lot of opportunities with the medical, a lot. I was in a unit that had 72 hours wheel up deployments, where the colonel would knock on my door at 7 o'clock at night saying, "Wheels up tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, are you in?" And I would say, "Absolutely, I'm in." So that was the kind of unit that I was in.
Because I was accompanying crew members, especially the Marines, to Lebanon. You have to understand, from Israel to Lebanon, it's a no-no. But we went to help during the war refugees, little children. There were orphanages, and we took them back to Israel, and they were pre-arranged adoption to families all over the world. This is something that you will never forget. It's going to be under your skin forever. You see the destruction of the cities, the little kids that don't know what to do, what happened to them. And I believe we made a huge impact for them too. Not forget to me too.
Deals with our veterans.
I think things have gotten a lot better since Vietnam. Our veterans were not truly appreciated as they are now. Every time I would come back from deployment, we would have our veteran reception out there in Bangor, Maine. I would always greet all the service members coming back, and I think it's a wonderful thing. They're truly appreciated, discounts and all that good stuff. Besides all that, but just the love and outpouring of support. Every time we would get care packages from families and schools, it was always a wonderful feeling to know that there was somebody back home rooting for you and praying for your safe return.
Sounds good.
I definitely would. I wanted to thank you, sir, Mr. Freeman, for allowing me the opportunity to talk to you all today. I'd like to thank Principal Most and all the assistant principals and staff for being so supportive and so welcoming to the veterans and to the service members that come here and all the kids that support the JRTC. Thank you so much for all your support, and I hope you have a wonderful Veterans Day weekend.